Hi, this is Asa, and welcome to my audio experience.
Kick it off with Terry. Hi, Terry.
Yes, hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, thank you for taking my call. I enjoy your show very much.
Thank you.
You talk about several times about don't dream anymore. I haven't dreamt for many, many years, and I really miss it.
And so, have you been under a lot of stress for the last 5 years or so?
Oh, definitely. Since '04.
What happened?
Even way before that. And lots of stress. However, now I'm able to internalize, and it turned out that I think that God has planned it in such a way that even though I thought it was a horrible thing that happened to me, it's become a blessing. So I'm peaceful now, but I still don't dream.
You went through a real tough phase, and ever since you went through that phase with all the kind of the tough times that you went through, the dreaming stopped, right? And you never regained it.
Never regained.
Okay.
Even though I'm peaceful now.
Okay. How's your memory, though?
You mentioned about imagination and dreams and all. I miss all of that.
What about your memory? How is your memory? Do you feel like it's
memory
faded?
is bad.
Okay. Well, they go hand in hand.
Well, that comes with age. I'm 75.
Well, you're still a spring chicken. Don't give me that. So, age doesn't really play a big factor in that. Memory can stay as long as your acetylcholine levels in your brain will remain high. And you keep those high, number one, by avoiding stress, which you could not do for a while. So when you're under high amounts of stress, if you don't support yourself nutritionally, then the acetylcholine levels can drop. And when they drop, memory drops and dreaming will drop. So the ways to raise that back up, there's several things you can do. And it takes time. This is not going to happen overnight. Okay? This will take time, especially knowing that you've been under a stressful situation for a while that has kind of put you in this position. But the way to raise it up, there's certain foods that will help on a regular basis. And those foods are all the higher protein foods: chicken, fish, beef, organic and grass-fed, of course, hormone-free, of course, as much as possible. But the fats, too. See, the fats play a big role, especially things like salmon. So fish that are really, really good but contain healthy fats in them will raise acetylcholine levels. The salmon's really good. Your healthy omega-3 fats, things like cod liver oil, the oil, not the gel caps, all phenomenal at raising your acetylcholine levels. Now, there's certain supplements, though, that are very helpful, too, and we know. All right, pyridoxal 5-phosphate, P5P, is a version of vitamin B6, and it has got great research behind it in raising those levels of acetylcholine in the brain. Lecithin, or phosphatidylcholine, it's found in egg yolks, and we know that. I mean, if you don't, and I'll tell you this is instant. If you ever want to see if it's an acetylcholine issue, here's a little remedy, if you will, like a home remedy. You can get lecithin at the health food store. Try taking lecithin. Now, I'll tell you how I learned this. I learned this in medical school. And one of my teachers told me, which I was always fascinated with nutrition, always have been, obviously. And my teacher said, if you're not dreaming, which in med school you're never dreaming because you're staying up late, you're studying nonstop, and it's just craziness. So, of course, I wasn't dreaming. So he said, if you're not dreaming, which none of you are, he said, take about, I think it was like 2,000 milligrams of lecithin before you go to bed, 30 minutes before. And he goes, it will raise acetylcholine levels temporarily as you go into a deep REM stage or delta stage of sleep, and you'll dream the night. Look into the supplementation. That can be helpful, but the foods are really important. Eating healthy foods that raise acetylcholine levels are vitally important. In our Get Well University program, where we've got the book and the audio CD program that go together, you can really follow along and kind of get both pieces of that together. So you might want to look into that and keep us posted. But just know that I know you miss it. I do. And dreaming, it's a good thing, because when you dream, you're in that deep, deep stage of sleep. And, of course, you get great rest. Your hormones regenerate. Your cells regenerate at a very high level. And you wake up the next day feeling rested, feel like you can take on the day. Makes a big difference. So look into some of that. Keep me posted, okay? 888-283-7272. That's 888-283-7272. Lines are open with questions about your health. U.S. smoking rates, they say, have dropped rapidly. And they're slowly going down, but yet they're going at a more consistent rate, the CDC says. They're dropping down at about 19.3% right now, which is a pretty steady but yet rapid rate for the Americans. So a lot of the marketing that's going on has been helpful, so hopefully we'll continue to see the trend. Quote for the day comes from Confucius. That's old school, big time. The man of wisdom is never of two minds. The mind of benevolence never worries. The man of courage is never afraid. 888-283-7272. Lines are open with questions about your health. We're going to Anita now. Hi, Anita.
Hello. My question is, what are the nutritional benefits of sunflower seeds and if they cause weight gain?
Okay, so you want to know if sunflower seeds are healthy?
Yes, and if they cause weight gain, and if they are healthy, what are the benefits? What are the health benefits?
Well, they're going to help your skin, hair, and nails. They're going to help hormone profiles. They're going to help you actually burn body fat, believe it or not. And you don't want to eat a ton of them, but 2 or 3 handfuls a day have been shown to be very good. I mean, your healthy fatty acids are in there, and they're unbelievable for helping your body kind of. Now, here's the deal. It will give your body the things that it needs from a fatty acid standpoint. You still need, I think, fish oil every day. I'm still a big fan of that. But understand that we don't get enough almonds and walnuts and cashews and nuts and seeds in our diet. It's full of zinc. It's full of magnesium. The sunflower seeds have just tremendous benefits. But you want to cut your carbohydrate dose down. So if you're eating a lot of carbs, like breads and pastas and cereals and crackers, if you eat a lot of sunflower seeds with those kind of carbohydrates, then you can gain weight. Because when blood sugar goes up, it creates, the body wants to store body fat. And if you've got extra fat in there in the diet, it will want to store it. So you just want to keep your carbohydrates moderate, and, fruits and vegetables being the better choice for those carbohydrates. But yeah, on a regular basis, I mean, sunflower seeds are a great choice. Even the sunflower nut butters are really good too, and they create a lot of benefit for the body. 888-283-7272. Lines are open. We'll be right back with more Healthy Talk Radio.
Hi, it's Asa. I'm giving you a copy of my best-selling book for free to help you in your health journey today. I'll pay for the book. All you do is just cover the small shipping and handling costs. Go to AsaRx.com and get your free book today.
To find out more, connect with On Call Radio online at InShapeNetwork.com.
Our Wellness Provider Network, our healthcare providers in your area, make sure to check them out. All this lifestyle and nutrition-based care that we talk about on the show, there are folks all around the country, no matter where you are. Team is growing every single day to be able to help you go from where you are in your current state of health to where you need to be. You don't have to feel stuck and feel like you're frustrated. Just read an article earlier that said people have a harder time figuring out what to eat and how to be healthy more than doing taxes. Really? Don't let that stress you out, folks. We've got great people that can just walk you through and take you by the hand. Robert in Frankfort, Kentucky says, over the last 6 months, my doctor has been monitoring my blood pressure. It's been high, and he wants to put me on some medication. I really don't want to go on the meds. What foods can I eat to lower my blood pressure? Well, back up for a minute, Robert. Here's the deal. Your doctor wants to put you on meds. You need to listen to him, he or she. Okay. because the end of the day, blood pressure is not something you want to mess around with. You don't want to play around with it. It's a big deal, okay? And it is one of those health challenges that you don't want to just go all natural and try to get it balanced out. You want to make sure that you use medication for what it's meant for. It's meant to manage until you can kind of get your legs back up underneath you and start eating well, that you're educated about what to do, how to eat, how to exercise, and how to make better lifestyle choices. I mean, that's where you need to be with it. And so the key is really to make sure that if you want to get on a good diet, first and foremost, I'd look at my book, Empowering Your Health, and look at the anti-inflammatory diet and just kind of dig into it a little bit. Look at the foods that you can eat versus the ones that you can't. Look at all the different things in there that will kind of the food choices that will bring health to your body. I mean, that's the real key, is to make sure you're choosing the right kind of foods, making sure that when you're dealing with blood pressure, that you're keeping the sodium low, but you've got to have good quality proteins. You've got to have healthy omega-3 fatty acids, and you've got to keep the carbohydrates at a moderate pace and moderate level. Exercise is key too, all right? With blood pressure, you got to be really careful. You want to exercise, but you don't want to overdo it. And there's a big exercise that has been shown to be very helpful for blood pressure-related issues, and that's rebounding. Rebounding, jumping up and down on a mini trampoline is so important. And a mini trampoline is simple. You can get it at your local athletic store like Dick's Sporting Goods, something like that. And literally 5 minutes a day up to 20 minutes a day has shown to be extremely beneficial for blood pressure-related issues. Also, garlic and onions, I know, may not smell the best, but hey, it can help lower blood pressure. Great research and studies on that. Supplements that are out there that are really important, green tea extract. So if you're drinking coffee, drop the coffee, switch over to the green tea. And then L-citrulline and L-arginine, they all go hand in hand together and can make a big impact in your overall health. So a couple things to think about. But blood pressure it's got some hereditary factors. So you got some genes in there, what grandma and grandpa passed down. So you're dealing with that, but also lifestyle. So if you've gained some weight, you got to drop that, and then that needs to be part of the game plan. All right. But look into some of that. Keep me posted. 888-283-7272. Lines are open with questions about your health. Let's go to Sue now. Hi, Sue.
Hi, I'm calling about Charlie horses and if any answers as to what causes those and how we can prevent those.
It's usually a mineral deficiency, Sue. Charlie horses and the cramping and all that. Really, it comes down to potassium and magnesium. Sometimes calcium can play a role, but you've got to look at vitamin D. So just think about all the minerals like boron, potassium, calcium, magnesium, all those. Think about those as it's easy to get deficient because we don't have a lot of those in our food supply that our body can utilize very well. Okay, so it's easy to get deficient. So if you get deficient, it's fairly easy for things to happen as far as the cramping and all, especially at night while you're sleeping, which that's when most people complain about it. So what we've learned is that vitamin D absorption and assimilation is always really important. Vitamin D is kind of the catalyst for all of these folks to be able to make sure they're working right. So get a blood test done. Just go to your physician, get a vitamin D3 blood test done. Pretty simple to have, but you get the vitamin D done, and they can find out exactly what's going on. Because if the vitamin D is elevated, then you should be okay. But if it's not, if it's really, really low, then calcium, magnesium, potassium, all those are going to have a hard time absorbing in the body. And you want to make sure those can balance out as much as possible. So, yeah, get the vitamin D checked. And if it's not, look into magnesium. That's your second round because we're very, very depleted. Our soil is really depleted in magnesium. And a lot of times, if you don't have enough magnesium, even in your diet, you can see a lot of those crampings begin to start. And that is not fun, I can tell you. 888-283-7272. Lines are open with questions about your health. Christina down in Waco, Texas, says that I've been diagnosed with hypothyroidism. My doctor has me on Synthroid. What do you think? My hair's falling out. Well, bless your heart. It's part of it. When you've got thyroid issues, many times hair falling out is kind of natural side effect of that. And the levothyroxine or the Synthroid they have you on, you want to stay with what your doctor's telling you to take. You don't want to be disrespectful there. They've got you on it for a reason, and you want to make sure that you stick with that, okay? So if from a nutritional perspective, a couple of things to think about, all right? Iodine is a big trace mineral that we lose when you're dealing with hypothyroidism. So you might want to look into that, do some research. There's a little iodine patch test you can do, putting a drop of iodine on your skin, seeing if it disappears within 3 hours. If it does not disappear, then you should be okay. If it does, you might want to get further testing done, like a urine test, to see if you're deficient in iodine. That can play a big role in your thyroid functioning properly. L-tyrosine is an amino acid that's extremely important for thyroid function, and also coconut oil has been shown to be helpful. If you're taking Synthroid and you've got to take medicine right now, ask your doctor about Armor Thyroid. It's a more natural version of the medication. A lot of docs don't like to use it. They've just recently reformulated it, but it works very, very well for many people, so you might want to check that out.
Hi, it's Asa. I'm giving you a copy of my best-selling book for free to help you in your health journey today. I'll pay for the book. All you do is just cover the small shipping and handling costs. Go to AsaRx.com and get your free book today.
To find out more, visit the show online, InShapeNetwork.com.
Our wellness provider network are healthcare providers in your area that believe the same way we do. They can take you from where you are to where you need to be with your health, and you can go online there. All this nutrition and lifestyle-based care we talk about. The network is incredible. It's growing every single day, and it's exciting to see the folks that are joining in to be able to help you go to the next level with your health and with your life. Let's go now to Sarah. Hi, Sarah. Welcome to the show, darling.
Hey, how are you?
I am living well. What's happening?
Well, I've been having some lower back pain for about 3 weeks now. It's been off and on, usually more when I wake up in the mornings, but I don't know what else to do besides go to the doctor, but I want to put that off as much as I can.
So did you do anything as far as activity-wise, or you were just going to bed, you just started going to bed and waking up and it started hurting?
I actually got a massage not too long ago, and that was kind of towards the beginning. And I told him, it's kind of, my lower back has kind of been hurting me just a little bit. And so he stretched my lower back, and then from there, I feel like that's intensified it.
When you laid on your stomach for the massage, is that when it hurt the most?
No, actually, it didn't hurt through the massage. It was after the massage was done is when that it started actually hurting a lot more.
When did he do the stretching? Were you laying on your stomach or on your back?
On my back.
Okay. And what did he do to stretch you?
He put one hand on my hip bones, stretched his arm across my stomach, and then put his other hand on my lower back and stretched it that way.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Oh, no, it does. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, and so that, okay, it sounds like, does it shoot down your leg at all, or just hurt right in your lower back?
It just hurts right in my lower back.
And you haven't seen anyone yet?
No, not yet.
I would go see a chiropractic physician. Let me tell you why. I think what it is facet syndrome. And if you've ever seen a spine, there are the little bones that kind of stick out toward the back, and they angle downward, okay? If those bones end up coming backward and almost touching each other, they're little facet, little bones. They're called facets. And they're not supposed to touch. But if they touch, it can cause an immense amount of pain. A lot of times after massages and stretching so quote-unquote stretching, that can happen. And it mimics really bad back pain, and it doesn't really go away. Does it go away as the day goes on, or is it really stiff in the morning and it kind of loosens up as the day goes?
It does. It's I guess once I work it out a little bit on my own, it feels better. But then towards the night, it starts getting worse again, and so it's like just a vicious cycle.
Do you sit down a lot for work?
I'm up and down. I'm a receptionist.
So when you sit for a period of time, you go from sitting to standing. Does it take a little while to stand up, just a little bit?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
It's probably facet syndrome, and I'm not telling you that's what it is, but just it sounds like it. And they're really that's the best route to go, because if you go traditional route, they're going to do muscle relaxers, and if you go PT, they're not really going to work on undoing the facet. They'll work on more of the muscles around it, which is not a bad idea, but it's still, I think the root is getting someone that can do more of a manipulative type treatment on it for a period of time. That can be helpful. And I know you don't want to hear that, but it really will correct it, and it'll make it feel a lot better, and you'll be like, oh my gosh, even in a month's time probably, you'll be getting constant relief. I would do this though, just a little point of reference. I would go to your doctor, your family doctor, and just tell them you've had some back pain. It's been constant, and it's been happening in the mornings. Get a blood test run, okay? Just make sure. Make sure kidneys are okay. Make sure everybody's happy back there. There's no bacterial infection or anything, because, again, you do want to rule that out. And the first thing, again, you always want to think worst first, no matter what. And with my mindset, I always lean toward the natural side, but I mean, in the traditional side, which I've been trained as well, you have to think about bacteria, virus. You have to make sure there's nothing hanging around back there that we don't know about. And it really is a good way to go, just to get that little blood test done. They'll figure it out, and they'll say, oh, no, you're fine. They'll go for the muscle relaxers probably, and then you can make your decision from there, okay? But you definitely need to get couple people looking at it just to get a good game plan. You don't want to sit around and do nothing. Don't wait. Don't be like a guy, because what we do is we'll sit there and go, oh, it'll be fine. It'll work itself out. It'll just go away. These are one of those things. If it's an infection, probably won't go away. If it's facet syndrome, definitely won't go away unless you get it worked on, okay? So go with the prospective doctors. Let them look at it. And if you need anything else, you can always call me here on the show, all right? 888-283-7272. Go online, shoot me an email. I'll be glad to make it part of the show. Ever had bad body odor and been around someone that does? Well, not just after a workout. I'm talking about production of TMA is associated with foods rich in choline, such as organ meats, eggs, certain legumes, and saltwater fish. Excess TMA is excreted from the body in sweat, breath, saliva, and urine. So the study of 353 people with unexplained body odor problems found that 118, that's about 33%, of them had the TMAU. Odor associated with TMAU can affect social and work relationships. Imagine that. And cause psychological distress to the person, of course, that's dealing with it. So once TMAU is diagnosed, body odor can be controlled through changes in diet and other methods, the Monell researchers said. And this study was found in the American Journal of Medicine. So body odor can make a big difference. Now, there is an enzyme in this situation, but also don't forget that healthy gut means healthy odor. So if your bacterial flora is off, you might want to look into probiotics, cutting out gluten from the diet, making sure that you're eliminating all foods that would create any kind of sensitivity down in the digestive tract, keeping it as clear as possible. 888-283-7272. That's 888-283-7272. Lines are open with questions about your health. We're going to go to Brad now. Hi, Brad.
Hey, thank you for taking my call. Couple questions here. I have two children that are ages 15, a boy, and 21, a girl.
Okay.
And they've been, struggling with acne at that age. They were on Bactrim, and then we took them off Bactrim, and then our daughter went on spironolactone, and we're taking her off that too because we really don't want her on any of the sulfur drugs or any, antibiotics or anything. And we're just trying to figure out what is the best nutritional route to take without using the pharmaceuticals like that? Because it's probably not a good thing to be taking it all the time.
With the acne especially, it really comes down to coming off the milk products and the dairy products, homogenized, pasteurized milk. That's a big one because your bacterial flora, especially when you've been taking antibiotics, a lot of times it's kind of been the standard course of action for really bad acne outside of Accutane, which came along about 20 years ago or so. But when, now with the antibiotics, still it's really tough. If you don't follow antibiotics with probiotics as far as the supplement goes, the bacterial flora gets really, really messed up and doesn't serve anyone well. So making sure that you get that balanced out, making sure that taking probiotics, fermented foods, of course, goat's milk yogurt, I'm a big fan of. But the kefir is really good, all the fermented vegetables, kimchi, and we talk about that a lot. But it's important. I mean, getting the right kind of foods in when you're dealing with acne, because skin conditions are not outside in. We think they are. We think the whole clogged pore theory is just a bunch of bunk. It really is. Oily skin, it was big business for skin products for, 20-something years, 30 years probably. But we're getting a little bit smarter, a little bit wiser, and skin conditions always come from the inside out. You fix the gut, you can fix the skin, period. I don't care what the infomercials say. You fix the gut, you fix the skin. And now it's good to have cleansers and creams and all that are organic in nature and they don't have a lot of harsh chemicals. That's always good for healthy skin and taking care of your skin. But when it comes down to clearing acne, which is coming from the inside, the dermis and the epidermis, and there are oil glands that are affected, yes. There's bacteria in there, yes. But that's the key. It's bacteria. Where's that bacteria coming from? Not from the outside in, but from the inside out. Where did that come from? The gut. Clean the gut, get the right bacteria going on in the gut, and you're going to have healthy skin. It's amazing. Put somebody on a fast. Go on a fast for like 3 days if you don't believe it. You got terrible skin, go on a fast for 3 days. Make sure your doctor knows about it. And do probiotics, drink plenty of water, chicken broth, beef broth, and have someone guide you in the process. Watch what happens to your skin. See if your skin's not glowing in 3 days, even a week. After you do the cleanse and the fast. So it's amazing. Literally, our skin is a direct reflection of what's going on with us emotionally, but also internally within our eating habits and our lifestyle habits. It's critical. So very, very important, and it's a great note on that. 888-283-7272. 80% of the health challenges we face today are diet and lifestyle related. That's good news, because if you can lifestyle your way into getting sick, you can lifestyle your way out many times. Get well, stay well, and live well. So you don't have to be stuck where you are. The hope that we have is that you can change. Change your lifestyle, change you and your health.
Did you know that you can listen to the AsaRx audio experience on Spotify and Pandora? For all the ways to watch and listen, check out our show page at asarx.com/experience.
Connect with On Call Radio and watch On Call TV at InShapeNetwork.com.
Healthcare providers in your area that believe the same way we do, all this nutrition and lifestyle-based care. So if you need someone to guide you along the way, the network is growing every single day. Folks all around the country that can take care of you. So if you are wanting to make a kind of a shift in your world, in your life, and go to the next level, our wellness providers can do that for you. Louise, you're next with us on the show. How can I help?
I went to the doctor with pain on my right side under my rib cage, and I had an ultrasound, and I did not have gallstones. It's mostly after I eat, and when I take a deep breath, it hurts. They did a nuclear test and found out that my gallbladder was functioning at 6%, and the pain isn't bad enough to have surgery, just to relieve the pain. But I'm calling to find out if it's causing any damage to my system to have a gallbladder functioning at 6%, and if there's anything I can do besides surgery.
Yeah, the 6%, I mean, that's kind of a big deal, but I'll tell you what, at least it's functioning, and that's the good news. So it is functioning at a good level, and there's not too much that you need to worry about as far as surgery, unless it's getting to the point where there's possibly a stone that's blocking, but you're saying there's none. There's no stones. So I would just continue to talk to the doctor and come up with a game plan from there. There's certain flushes you can do. There's a liver gallbladder flush where you do for 3 days. You can drink a solution of apples, and you can either juice them or blend them, however you want to do it, like a Vitamix blender or a regular juicer. But you mix half and half organic apples with water, and then you drink that, sip on that solution for about 3 days, and then the evening of the third night, about 3 hours before bed, you do 4 ounces of extra virgin olive oil and 4 ounces of freshly squeezed lemon juice, and it is not tasty, but it'll stimulate the contraction of cholecystokinin, which is a hormone that causes the gallbladder to contract, and many times if it's got some sludge or things in there, it can push the sludge out and get things working a little bit better. So that's just one option to look into. And I know it's kind of frustrating, and the doctors probably aren't giving you a whole lot except surgery because of the 6%. But if there's nothing blocking it from everything we've learned, and again, I was taught traditional as well, but just met with a lot of folks, a lot of doctors through the years, and even if there's no blockage, there's a potential to keep it in there. It's just getting the sludge out, and of course, sticking with a really good diet overall can be a big key for that. So just something to think about, because I know that it's frustrating and I know it's kind of scary. You're like, I don't really want to get surgery and have my gallbladder cut out. You can also take certain supplements that can help support the gallbladder. Just so you know, glycine and taurine are the two amino acids that actually make the bile salts, and they can stimulate and help things work better. So those two can be very, very helpful. And lay off the fats while you're working on this. Not completely, because you want your omega-3 fats. It's always important. But you want to lay off them as much as possible, because the more fat you eat, the harder that the gallbladder has to work, the more it's going to contract and all that kind of thing. So just keep that in mind as you're going through that. Physical education now, they're saying, is good for health or for kids' grades. Well, we always knew that. That's why we always had recess. I mean, I don't know about you, but back in the day, I've heard kids aren't even really doing this now, but back in the day, it was like dodgeball, and I just couldn't wait to get out of the classroom. My gosh, get me out of the building. Sunshine, go out and play. And I just remember like an hour went by so fast, I didn't even want to come back in. We're in the middle of like a baseball game or softball game or whatever, and you'd take it in. But nowadays, it's hard to get kids out there running around. But they know that it's better for your grades. So boosting students' level of physical education improves their grades, a new study says. Swedish researchers followed more than 200 school children starting from first to third grade for 9 years. And some children were assigned to an intervention group that received physical education 5 days a week, plus extra training in motor physical skills such as balance and coordination. The other children were assigned to a control group. And the study showed that 96% of students in the intervention group achieved grades that made them eligible to advance upper secondary school, compared with 89% of students in the control group. The difference was especially evident among boys, 96% in the intervention group and 83% in the control group. But the study also found that about 93% of the students in the intervention group had very good motor skills and physical skills. So they said physical education has been pared down from 3 lessons a week to 1 or 2 with recent schools and what they're providing for the kids. I think it's important. I think it's important that our kids have full access to physical education and almost be forced on it a little bit, because kids will get lazy if you let them. You let them go sit in the corner and play their PS2 or whatever it is, PlayStation game, they'll sit there and do it. So it's about getting kids out, getting them involved, and we're living in that digital era now where it's easier to just sit around and play games and get in front of that computer and not get out and really make a difference, interacting with other kids, playing, running around, getting the heart rate up, and actually enjoying life a little bit that way. It's just becoming kind of secondary, something that's kind of old school. We need to keep it new school. I think it's vitally important for our kids' health and as they grow older to create better habits for them as well. Puts another hour in the charts. You're listening to Healthy Talk Radio. I'd like to thank our producer, Jay Patrick, Leslie Pardue, and the rest of the team. I'm your health and lifestyle coach. Go tell one person something you learned on this show, and together we can change the health of our friends, our families, and our communities. Remember, this is the show that helps you get well, stay well, and live well. We're diagnosing hope one person at a time.
Did you know you could listen to the AsaRx audio experience on Spotify and Pandora? For all the ways to watch and listen, check out our show page at asarx.com/experience.
Hi, it's Asa. I'm giving you a copy of my best-selling book for free to help you in your health journey today. I'll pay for the book. All you do is just cover the small shipping and handling costs. Go to asarx.com and get your free book today.
This episode is over, but check episode notes for links to products and services you've heard about on this episode. Thanks for listening and subscribing. Please share the AsaRx audio experience with others and stay in touch by giving us your comment or review.